Welcome to Haunting Echoes. Today, we're stepping into the chilling past of Eastern State Penitentiary, a place where whispers of the damned echo through its crumbling walls. Built in 1829, this fortress-like prison introduced the revolutionary concept of solitary confinement. Inmates were locked in tiny cells, with only a single slit in the ceiling to provide light, a constant reminder of their isolation. The system was meant to reform, but instead, it drove many prisoners to insanity. Stories of suffering and torment spread, creating an air of dread that lingers to this day. Legend has it that the spirit of Joseph Taylor, a prisoner who murdered a fellow inmate, still haunts his cell. Guards and visitors alike have reported seeing shadowy figures darting around corners, hearing ghostly wails, and feeling sudden chills in empty hallways. Paranormal investigators have captured eerie whispers and phantom footsteps, further fueling the prison's haunted reputation. Perhaps the most infamous area is Cell Block 12, where anguished screams and apparitions have been reported. Are these the tortured souls of inmates, forever trapped within these decaying walls? Or is it something even darker? Imagine a house built for the dead, or to escape them. The Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California, is not just a mansion. It's a labyrinth designed to confuse restless spirits. Sarah Winchester, the widow of firearm magnate William Winchester, believes she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles. To keep them at bay, she constructed this bizarre house, continuously building for 38 years until her death. The result? A sprawling, disorienting maze of 160 rooms, secret passageways, staircases leading to nowhere, and doors opening to walls. Visitors today report encountering ghostly figures in period clothing, disembodied whispers, and even being touched by unseen hands. The Seance Room, where Sarah supposedly communicated with spirits for building guidance, is said to be the most active area. Could the spirits she feared still be wandering the endless halls of this peculiar mansion? Welcome to Waverly Hills Sanatorium, where death was an everyday occurrence. This massive hospital opened in 1910 to treat tuberculosis patients during one of the deadliest epidemics in history. Over 60,000 people are said to have died within its walls. The Death Tunnel, a long underground chute, was used to discreetly transport bodies out of the building. But some say the souls of the departed never left. Ghost hunters and visitors report shadow figures stalking the hallways, chilling voices calling their names, and even full-bodied apparitions. Room 502, where a nurse is said to have committed suicide, is infamous for its oppressive energy. Many claim to hear the faint cries of a woman echoing through the walls. Is Waverly Hills a place of healing turned into a prison for lost souls? The story suggests something far more sinister. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum is a sprawling Gothic structure with a dark past. Opened in 1864, it was designed to house 250 patients, but eventually held over 2,400, leading to horrific overcrowding and inhumane treatment. The asylum's history is riddled with tales of abuse, neglect, and experimental treatments, such as ice pick lobotomies. Paranormal investigators have captured startling evidence of ghostly activity here, including EVPs of anguished screams and ghostly apparitions of former patients. One of the most famous spirits is Lily, a young girl who reportedly died in the asylum. Her playful laughter and the sound of bouncing balls are often heard in her room. But not all spirits are friendly. Some visitors claim to have been scratched or pushed by unseen forces. Walking through the asylum's decaying halls, you can feel the weight of the thousands of souls who suffered here. Are they seeking peace, or are they forever trapped in this house of horrors? The Queen Mary, once a luxurious ocean liner, is now one of the most haunted places in the United States. Docked in Long Beach, California, this majestic ship has a dark history of war, tragedy, and death. During World War II, the Queen Mary was converted into a troop ship known as the Gray Ghost. It carried thousands of soldiers, but also saw its share of tragedy, including a deadly collision that killed over 300 sailors. Today, visitors report ghostly sightings in the first-class swimming pool where the spirits of women in 1930s bathing suits have been seen. The engine room is another hot spot, haunted by a sailor who was crushed by a watertight door. Guests often hear phantom footsteps, doors slamming, and voices echoing in the empty corridors. Is the Queen Mary a relic of the past, or is it still sailing through the paranormal seas? Centralia, Pennsylvania, is not just a ghost town. It's a town that's literally on fire. An underground coal mine fire has been burning beneath the town since 1962, forcing nearly all residents to abandon their homes. Today, the desolate streets are covered in graffiti, with smoke rising from cracks in the ground. The few remaining residents report eerie phenomena, including ghostly apparitions of miners and strange, disembodied voices echoing through the empty streets. Some believe the fire was no accident, and that the spirits of miners lost in underground collapses are exacting their revenge. As you walk through this smoldering wasteland, it feels like the earth itself is alive with anger. Bodie is a perfectly preserved ghost town frozen in time. Once a bustling gold mining town, it was abandoned after the gold ran out. But some say not everyone left. Visitors often report feelings of being watched and seeing shadowy figures moving in the windows of abandoned buildings. Local lore warns of a curse. Anyone who takes anything from Bodie, even a pebble, will be plagued with bad luck until the item is returned. Is Bodie just a relic of the past, or is it still home to the spirits of its former residents? Known as America's most haunted hotel, the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, is a place where the line between the living and the dead blurs. Built in 1886, it became a fraudulent cancer hospital run by Norman Baker in the 1930s. Patients were subjected to bogus treatments, and many died as a result. Today, the spirits of those unfortunate patients are said to roam the halls. Guests report ghostly sightings, objects moving on their own, and unexplained cold spots. One of the most famous hauntings is Michael, a stonemason who fell to his death during construction. His ghost is often seen in room 218, where mischievous activity frequently occurs. In 1912, the Villisca Axe murder house became the scene of a brutal, unsolved massacre. 8 people, including 6 children, were bludgeoned to death in their sleep. The house remains frozen in time, and visitors report ghostly activity, including children's laughter, doors slamming shut, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Paranormal investigators have captured chilling EVPs, with voices seemingly calling for help. Is the Villisca house a portal to another realm, or are the victims of that horrific night still trapped here? The Ridges, formerly known as the Athens Lunatic Asylum, is infamous for its unmarked graves and the tragic story of Margaret Schilling. Margaret's body was discovered weeks after her disappearance, and her outline is permanently etched into the floor where she was found. Visitors report seeing her ghost wandering the halls, along with other spirits of patients who endured cruel treatments. The asylum's graveyard, with over 1,900 unmarked graves, is said to be a hot spot for paranormal activity. Thanks for exploring these chilling abandoned places with us. If you enjoyed this spine-tingling journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Haunting Echoes, and ring the bell so you never miss a story that sends shivers down your spine. And for your next dose of the paranormal, check out our upcoming video on the top 5 haunted castles in the UK, where history and hauntings collide. See you in the shadows.